Welcome to the Prospect Warehouse podcast. This is going to be a great show for you because these are my favorite ones. Since Jon is here and Doc is here, that means that I don't have to work as hard because Jon's going to do all the production stuff, and I just get to screw around with Doc. So these are like my favorite ones. This
is the ideal situation. My buddy producer Lee today told me that I guess he turned the podcast on in the car and he said, you got to turn down that intro music. And I just heard it now. Like that is way louder than our voices. So I got some more production work to do, I guess.
Balance is the key. So here you have Tim Kanak at Fantasy Ace Ball. Obviously, that's me. Jon Anderson at Jon PGH and Doc Eisenhauer at Doc Eisenhauer, all on the X machine. That's where you can find us. You can watch this video version on X Vision and on YouTube too. So check that out if you don't want to just hear the voices and you want to see our faces and the beautiful production work that Jon's putting into the show, showing videos, showing charts, making tables. Like he's really like Jon, for someone who talks crap about not doing pretty things and not being like on top of the production game. I think you're turning the show into a genuinely legitimate thing instead of just like indie. Well, like I think we've surpassed indie status at this point.
Yeah, baby steps, but we can't don't compliment me, man. Like we're dudes. We can't be saying nice things.
Yeah, you suck, man.
Yeah.
Hey, when you sign up for MLB Data Warehouse, say Jon sucks. Tim and Doc are the reasons I'm signing up. So what's up, Doc?
Doc's battling through some illness, so.
Yeah, mental illness at all times, spiritual illness. Satan's just always trying to pull me down. But right now physical illness is the worst of it, though. It's voice is barely there, so we're gonna be less ranting and raving, more calm, cool, and collected. Drinking my tea. I'm almost done this Virginia moonshine. That is moonshine.
You're like the real Doc Holliday right now.
That does look like the bottle that he used to drink. That was called Old Overholt, and I'm going to Tombstone at the end of the month. I'm going to drink a lot of it there, probably.
Yeah, is his grave there? Like, do they know where his grave is?
He died in Colorado. I don't know where his grave is.
Oh man, I was like, you totally need to go there and like pouring out on the
grave. Like Doc Holliday right now. But he went up there because the idea was you go to the springs and be good for your health or something like that. And then, it turned out that was actually incorrect, and it burned out whatever was left of his lung tissue. I'm serious.
Yeah, that's 1800s medicine for you. Just cut it off. Just amputate, baby, amputate. So I was just actually listening to a podcast about how George Washington died because they overleached him. He was sick, and they're like, "Oh, just drain more of his blood," and they just completely drained. Yeah.
I've read
because they drained like gallons of his blood, and it's like, oh,
it was his time because the lore with him is that he should have been dead so many other times before he did what he did, and he was like God's chosen, the American. It was God's providential
King David.
Yeah. So that would be interesting if he went out like that, but hard to believe history. But.
Yeah, totally. That's what happened, and also George Washington. I can't remember if it was whiskey or rum, but he had a distillery. So that's how he made all his money is he was a liquor merchant. So fun fact about our first president.
He was drunk all the time. All the founding fathers were always drinking. I went down to Williamsburg, Virginia, which is basically the cradle is near Jamestown and all that. The cradle of America. And they have Washington's punch, Washington's rum, Washington's. I'm like, okay, hold up. I think he just drank everything. I think he was not a choosy alcoholic.
The last fun forefathers fact of the podcast. Did you know that Benjamin Franklin at one point he wanted to hook up with his right-hand man's wife so bad that he basically tricked him, and he did some trick, and then I think he banged his helper's wife or something like that. So definitely not.
That's a worse fact. I don't want to go out on that fact. I don't have a better fact.
I mean, I get mad at it. I read a book about Benjamin Franklin once, so I'm like a genius, And everything you hear about Benjamin Franklin is he was kind of a pervert, which may be true, but he did so many other things. I mean, can we remember people for the good thing rather than the shortcoming?
All right. Yeah. Thomas Edison was also an a-hole and like stole all Tesla's inventions and basically just trademarked them.
Business. That's business.
Well, they say that Martin Luther King was actually like this, dirty sleazebag orgy rapist too. So like, no one's protected, even the king.
Yes. That's what I see. I mean, nobody's good. None is good. Not even one, says Isaiah, and then quoted by Christ, quoted by Paul. So critical. let's nobody pretend that they're a good person. Let's start with that.
We all suck. Okay. Yep. Awesome. Let's get to the players. Okay, so we've got a article that's out, and we're not going to go over every single person. If you want to read the rundowns on the article, guess what? You have to subscribe to MLB Data Warehouse and say that you're subscribing so you can read Tim's brilliant writing. Otherwise, no soup for you. So you'll get the names, but that's all you're getting. You're not getting any of the write-ups, any of the fScores, any of that stuff. So starting from the bottom, now we hear number 20, number 25.
Did we even say what we're doing? This is hitter redraft prospects.
This is the top 25 redraft prospects hitters.
How's this guy our host right now? This is
I'm just having fun. I'm not even drinking right now, man.
So these are the prospects that you want for this year. Yes. My favorite episode. This is the stuff I care about.
Yeah, this is John's forte right here. So number 25 is Bo Davidson, and we're not talking about him because nobody picked him. So basically, we each picked one guy in every group of 5. And if you want to learn more about Bo Davidson, sign up.
Also, literally, nobody has picked him because nobody in NFBC has picked him. He has no ADP. So you are really onto something here if you hit.
Yeah. The Giants are actually pretty good about like jumping guys who are pretty close. And he played the whole year last year in AA. He's going to be in AAA. So good chance if someone gets hurt or like Luis Matos sucks that we see some Bo Davidson. So 24, Esmerlin Valdez. And I'm very surprised, John, you didn't pick your own guy here. Oh, you didn't pick anyone in this tier. You only picked 4 guys instead of 5. Right. So, okay. So no Esmerlin Valdez for you. Number 23 is Max Clark. Doc, this is your chosen one. This is your Pikachu. I choose you. So talk about Max Clark.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I feel like he was as presumptive as a top guy, and when he first got drafted, a lot of people weren't sure why we were all so high on him. And I think it's starting to become more obvious. It's like, okay, so you're center fielder and with solid defense. Okay, so you have a job in Major League Baseball starting there. Like they're going to give you a shot. Look at Victor Scott. He struggled so hard to hit a baseball. It took him a lot. I don't think he ever really fully lost the job last year. He just lost some playing time despite having an atrocious hit tool. So if you have a great hit tool like Max Clark does, you're already off to a really magical start, right? So you're getting playing time. You're going to be in the Detroit Tiger. I think he needs to be higher than this because like even you just put like him, the Tigers are not trading him, and the Tigers aren't really going anywhere. They have a bunch of good young talent coming up, so he's just going to add another piece to their puzzle. He's not, and he's so speedy. He's so fast. He's faster than the stolen bases he's stolen so far. But I mean, throughout the minors, he has shown this last year wasn't too crazy with 19 steals, but he only got caught twice. The year before was 29 steals. It's like that's probably more of the wheelhouse. Like there is this. I know you see you've got like a Corbin Carroll comp for him. I got a Trey Turner comp, like I've been saying for some time now. He might have it sounds like we're getting crazy with it, but he may have like a better eye than Turner. So I don't know what that means, right? Like he struck out less than he walked last year in total across 2 levels. So, and the power, I guess we're getting to the big question was the power. I think that's why people were not too sure about him and why it didn't while it didn't fully break out last year. 14 is an improvement from 9. 9's improvement from 2 the year before, which was a little after the year
doubles too. Our base hit plus is solid.
Yeah. And then he had 7 to close out in 43 games at AA. So that was actually the same amount of home runs as in high A that he had. He played like almost 25 more games at high A. So what I'm trying to say is that Max Clark is like the power is the last tool to develop here. He's working so hard. He knows he's a smart kid. You see him on social media. It's funny. Sometimes he kind of pisses me off a bit. Like he talks a little bit like a cuck, he's like definitely got a bit of he's got an edge to him, which I like, but he's got like a bit of a know-it-all to him. But then but I do like it. Sometimes when someone calls him out and he's wrong, he's like, okay. You got me there. Like he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he's already married or engaged. From Indiana. That was why I actually saw him in high school. So I'm in love with this guy. I saw him when he was in high school. That doesn't sound right. I brought my wife actually, and that's a true story because I was like, okay, I feel weird going to the local high school to watch baseball, but I think this guy's going to be a superstar. Anyway, so I could go on and on and on, but I think we're going to keep seeing. Now, Comerica is not the best homer-friendly park, so it may be not the most power to start, but the runs will be there. The stolen bases will be there. The batting average will probably be there even early on. It's like a polished hit tool. So, yeah.
Are we going to see him? I mean, Tim thinks so.
Yeah, he'll 100%. He's ready. He'll be ready by the end of the year. And now the Tigers probably aren't going to be, pushing him. But if they're ready, if he's crushing it and they want to make a push, why would they leave him down?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the question, right? Because I've got him number 6 in my rankings. I love him as a player. But I'm just like, okay, how aggressive are the Tigers going to be with him? Their outfield isn't great, right? They've got Riley Green in left. They've got some sort of Parker Meadows, Javi Baez thing going on in center. And then in right field, it's like Matt Vierling and Wenciel Perez. So they've got one real outfielder, and then they have a bunch of platoons, and then maybe you hide Kerry Carpenter in there a few games or something like that. But there's not really anyone blocking him. But I think that the Tigers are going to let him develop in the minors the majority of the year. And that's the reason that I have him this far down in my rankings is I think that he's a September call-up. Yeah. My bet would be we see him, especially if the Tigers are bound for the playoffs, we probably see him come up right when you need to come up for, playoff eligibility or whatever. And he comes up and gets a cup of coffee, probably is still rookie status for next year so that he can compete for that draft pick for next year would be kind of my guess of what happens with him.
ADP is 550, so that's not most leagues.
Yes. So are you picking him ahead of that ADP, do you think, Doc, for redraft?
I'll have to see by the time it gets to my. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done the NFBC yet for redraft. So, but I will say that we can always say stuff like that. It always seems harder than it is because we forget that injuries happen. Or so if Riley Green gets severely injured or something, and they're starting to fall, and Max Clark is absolutely crushing it. It's okay. Early last year, Noah Cameron, someone I took a lot of flack on because they're okay, even if he ends up being good, there's no room in their rotation for him. I'm it's baseball, especially with pitchers. It's more so with pitchers, but opportunity will arise. It's about what you do with it, and if you crush it, and you're not on a terrible franchise, and if you're on a franchise that actually wants to win, they're going to find a way to keep you around.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. You want to talk about that before we get to the next guy?
No.
All right. Let's talk with the next guy. Next guy is actually my guy. It's 22 Walker Jenkins. And I put Jenkins ahead of Max Clark, even though I have Max Clark higher in my prospect ranking. So I've got Max Clark as my number 6 prospect. I've got Jenkins as my number 10. But I think there's a much better chance that Walker Jenkins debuts it earlier this year, which we can see his ADP is 488. One thing is Walker Jenkins has already had playing time at AAA, unlike Max Clark, so that's also going to help possibly boost him up. And then the Twins outfield, they literally have Austin Martin starting in left field right now. That's absolutely atrocious. Even though Jenkins is a right fielder, you got Wallner in right field. You can always move Wallner to left. And Wallner, in my mind, is probably more of a platoon bat anyway. So, and then your center fielder is the invincible Byron Buxton, who never gets hurt. So, that's your outfield, man. James Outman is your backup. So I think that there's a good chance that Walker Jenkins is up halfway through the season. We might get a full second half of Walker Jenkins. And I think that his plate skills are good enough that he's probably not going to struggle as a hitter. Maybe he doesn't get to a lot of power when he first comes up, but I think that he's going to get hits, and I don't think he's going to overly strike out like a lot of other prospects. So I kind of expect a very stable, nice profile when he debuts. Maybe he doesn't set the world on fire, and then there might actually be a buying opportunity if he comes in and just kind of okay, because people are he's not that great, and then you'll get a nice buying opportunity on him. But I think that's probably what's going to happen with Jenkins.
Maybe some people running away after they sign Josh Bell or something like that, but yeah, top 500 usually, and it's getting cheaper. So you're right. This all looks very good over here, besides the durability, but that's less important. So
I think the power can grow with he's got a gigantic, he looks massive when you see him. He looks like a Giga Chad.
I've seen him in person. He is. And guess what? He had 5. I saw him 5 at bats. 4 times he walked. So it's like, okay, he lives up to the name Walker. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's it.
21 is Emmanuel Rodriguez, kind of falling off the plate, but we just talked about the Twins' depth. So there you go. If you want more, sign up for MLB Data Warehouse and you can read more about him. The next we have at 20 is Ryan Waldschmidt. That's another one of my picks. So sorry, John, you have to wait. But Ryan Waldschmidt at number 20 here, kind of like Walker Jenkins. I feel like there's a really good chance that Waldschmidt spends like the second half with the Diamondbacks, or at least like after the trade deadline, because you see a lot of guys, you'll see almost like tiers of prospect call-ups, right? You'll see prospects that get called up that break camp. You'll have your prospects that are like Super 2 guys that come up right after the Super 2. Then you have like your third is like your emergency call-ups, like what Doc was referencing. If like someone gets hurt, you're like, oh crap, it's the middle of the season. We don't want to call this guy up yet, but we have to. And they call him up. And then you've got like your guys that are post-trade deadline call-ups. And then you've got your like cup of coffee, like September call-ups who are going to maintain rookie status into the next year. So those are almost like your 5 phases of like rookie call-ups. And I think Waldschmidt is probably just like 3 or 4. Like he's either like a mid-year, like, oh crap, we need a guy right now. Or he's going to be like a guy that like post-trade deadline is probably up because he's so good. Dominated AA, 309, 425, 498 slash there. 15% walk, 17% K rate. He's got power and speed. This guy can do it all. And again, their outfield, you got Corbin Carroll in right field. Their starting left fielder right now is Blaze Alexander, who is best served as like a multi-position utility guy rather than a starting left fielder. And then their starting center fielder is Alec Thomas, kind of like with Jake McCarthy. And they've already come out and said that they want to trade one of those 2 guys. So if they trade McCarthy or Alec Thomas, that's just going to make it easier for Waldschmidt to come up. Who Waldschmidt I expect probably to be in left field would be my guess. He can play center. He's athletic, so he can play center. So we'll see if he's center or left. But I expect them to. I think they would prefer Blaze Alexander to be a utility player instead of a starter. You guys got anything on Waldschmidt before we move on?
I'm glad you picked him because he went from like one of these boring under the radar guys out of the draft to seemingly one of the safer options. Again, I think, and I forgot to mention this with Max Clark, and it's similar here is that like with Max Clark, his profile, you typically see it from a smaller frame. Like he's like 6 foot, 6'1", 200 something pounds, like huge legs. Waldschmidt 6'2", 205, 215, 205. And he's, people have been, I feel like they were saying he's just like some of these other outfitters they've been drafting. And I'm like, he definitely has more pop than Jake McCarthy and Alec Thomas. So I think that it's funny because when I first saw him, though, my brain was stupid. I guess I should have got him in more leagues because of it. But I was like, Diamondbacks, Schmidt, Goldschmidt, come on. Now.
I swore he was a first baseman.
First name. There you go.
I wrote first base in him when I was writing about him somewhere. I put first base because it was like Schmidt.
You're just trying to will it to happen, but he's like actually really athletic, so he could play center. Okay, next on the list is Tommy Troy. Nobody picked him, so if you want to hear about Tommy Troy and why we like him for redraft, you have to sign up for MLB Data Warehouse. Number 18 is Kemp Alderman, who is a Doc selection here. So talk about Alderman. His ADP right now is 735 with the Miami Marlins. Might have got dinged actually a little bit by this acquisition of Owen Caissie as far as like, usage for this year, because I wrote this before the trade. But go ahead and talk about Alderman, Doc.
Yeah, no, I was actually just thinking that as well. That said, like Caissie has to earn his keep. He's not going to be gifted a starting position, right? He's not going to be gifted a spot on the team, I should say. So Alderman has also freakish power, maybe freakier. He's got like an 80 raw power grade on Fangraphs there. So it'll be interesting, to see what happens with him, because at first, when he first came out of the draft, the big concern was, he's all power, this Mississippi Bulldog, but 6'2", 235, but he's just going to strike out too much. Terrible hit tool. Well, his strikeout rate's been like closer to 20 than 30 since he stepped out in his little sample after the draft. So it'll be interesting. I mean, it ticked up a little at AAA last year's 20-game sample size. I think he'll need. No, he won't necessarily need it, but
fine.
it's fine with that power for sure. So if he can keep on working on it too, and he's not going to walk a whole lot. Like this is maybe like, I mean, frankly, he's making good enough contact rate for a guy with, again, freakish power. He had 22 bombs last year. He stole 22 bases. You can probably forget about that. They weren't very efficient. But here's the
good quality of contact too, Doc. 16% barrel rate is insane with those exit velocities.
Yeah, like maybe maybe Jake Berger, maybe better average Jake Berger kind of guy. And then he's gonna get playing time probably, because from what I understand, he's a really good defender. He used to be a catcher. He's got a cannon for an arm. So I don't really know about Caissie's defense. So like I literally don't know about it. So we'll see what happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if Alderman finds his way onto the team.
I believe
earlier than a late season call up.
That's actually an interesting note, because I believe Owen Caissie, I might be wrong on this, but I think he played first base at the Futures game. But the first baseman right now for the Marlins is Graham Pauley. So like, I don't know how long that's going
to.
Yeah. I mean, like they've got Agustin Ramirez is probably going to be DH or first or something, because you've got Joe Mack coming, and Joe Mack is actually a really good catcher. So it's very possible Caissie could move to first. And the other thing is Caissie sucks against lefties, and Kemp Alderman is a righty. So they could actually be like a really nice platoon, like worst case scenario between the two of them. But Alderman can hit lefties and righties, so I don't necessarily see him. Like, you wouldn't have to platoon him. Like, so, I mean, yeah, you see that lefty split right there, 327, 365, 561 in the minors. That's insane. So you could, if you wanted to create like a super platoon with those two guys, you could. But like, I think Alderman's good enough to be a regular starter. So maybe you could, like, I don't know, move Caissie between first and outfield and make something happen like that. And Alderman's like the majority right fielder. But to your point. All righty, John. Where are we at now?
So
our charty here. I think so 17 is Moises Ballesteros, ADP 354. Yeah. You want to read about him? MLB Data Warehouse, baby. Number 16, Spencer Jones. This is your guy, John.
I just wanted to say that this is a ridiculous thing for you to rank Spencer Jones. Well, I guess people will. Let's see. What are the people doing? I mean, if people don't know, even I knew about this guy last year. Yeah, he's gone. I mean, it's getting more expensive, I guess, 500, but people are drafting him. But I'm doing double duty here. But the zone contact rate. I mean, the guy can't make contact with the ball. It's a 59% overall contact rate. Oh, I'm not sharing. Here we go. 70% in the zone. It was 300 plate appearances. I mean, how can he hit 200 in the major leagues?
This is the thing, is you can see he has a 99 hit tool in the fScores, and it's because he still makes very quality contact when he actually does hit the ball. Because what's his barrel rate, John? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
17.6% barrel rate.
But what's this going to be in the majors?
And a 40.9% sweet spot. So yeah, he's probably still going to hit 220, but at least when he is making contact, it's good contact.
All right, 220 is optimistic, dude.
Okay, but if he's Max Muncy, so if he's Max Muncy with some steals, there's worse players. You know what I mean? And he could be up early, because who's blocking him? Giancarlo Stanton. Who's more of a walking injury, Byron Buxton or Giancarlo Stanton, right? So it's like there's not, and he's played at AAA for a lot of the year. There's not a lot in his way to a major league debut. And as you know, we're friends with Mike Kurland. Playing time is king sometimes, baby.
Yeah, I would like to talk to Spencer Jones and some of these other big power guys. Like, is he okay with this 35% minor league strikeout rate? Is he like?
I doubt it.
But I mean, have the Yankees told him, like, that's all right, just go for it, just try to hit as many home runs as you want. We're not going to punish you for it. Like, we'll get you here. Like, can he just quickly flip a switch and be like, all right, I'll take it a little bit easy. I'll make some more contact, because and maybe I'm oversimplistic, and I haven't spent a lot of my mind space, my brain, in like minor league to major league transitions and stuff. But a 35% K rate in my mind, in my projection model, we could check that. That's like a 40% at least in the majors, and that means you're out of the lineup in 2 weeks. Like, they're not going to play you. So, with that said, let's see what some of these systems are saying. We got oopsie projections today. Oh, it looks like I'm the only one with a projection on him. Shout out to me. 38.5%, 171 average. I mean, he's going to adjust. It's easy to, obviously he needs to do something about this. It's no secret, and maybe he can just change his approach and do something about it. But man, I don't think I would ever roster that guy until we see.
Okay. Give me 30 seconds here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, he was a pitcher at college in Vanderbilt. He was a two-way player. So when he was drafted, that was the first time he had focused only on hitting. Before that, he was a pitcher too and had to get Tommy John surgery. That's point number one. Point number two, Aaron Judge at the same age in the major leagues when he was a rookie had a 44% K rate. And Aaron Judge is also 6'7", 200 whatever pounds. So those are my 2 points. There is hope. It's not a death nail.
Sure. There are plenty of other 40% K rates that happened and they were out of the league very soon. That's my bet with Jones. So we can make a bet on it after the show or something like that. But yeah, upside is, maybe he does get to a 30% K rate in the majors and hits a ton of home runs, and he would be Stanton at that point. Like that could happen, I guess. But that's my bit. Let's move on.
All righty. Number 15 is Ryan Clifford. Nobody picked him. Sign up if you want to hear about him. You're going to put up the new one? There we go.
Yep.
Number 14, this is my guy, Hector Rodriguez with the Reds. Look at that ADP, 745. This is a freaking steal right here, man. Hector Rodriguez is a man of many talents. He's not a superstar, and this is why he doesn't really pop, because he's really good at a lot of stuff and not great at anything. So he is overall, I think he's like my 74th prospect. So I give him a 60 grade hit tool, 50 grade plate approach, 55 power, and 50 speed. And he's going to be playing in great American ballpark. Look at that. 150 extra base hit plus, doubles machine, almost an 80% contact rate, 88.6% zone.
That's
so this
crazy.
guy can hit.
We should look up how many guys have the 150 with a 15% K rate. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. So he's got great plate skills, great contact, doubles machine, solid EVs, not great, but above average EVs. And he's got some speed to boot. I mean, like, he's not the best base runner, 68% on the bases, but he's still stole 15 bags. So if you can get a 2010 player who can hit 260, 270, and he's going to be in Cincinnati, like, how big is that? Like, that is one of the two best ballparks to hit in, Cincinnati. So, and who's ahead of him right now on the depth chart? Steroids, Marte. And who else do they have in the outfield? TJ Friedel, another walking injury.
Kevin Lux a little bit, maybe.
They don't have Austin Hayes anymore.
Yeah.
So there's definitely room. And he played in AAA a lot last year, 229 plate appearances in AAA. Yeah. So he could get a lot of playing time. Like, this could be like the classic, like, either he could break camp or he could be your Super 2 guy who comes up right after Super 2 and just comes out of nowhere and is good. And it's like, oh, nobody was talking about this guy, and all of a sudden he's like really good. Like, I feel like that's going to be Hector Rodriguez.
I like that. You made up for the Spencer Jones stuff right there. That's good.
But look at that, 165 age-adjusted WRC plus. How beautiful.
Incredible.
You got anything on him, Doc?
I don't know, man. Like, what happened here with – he's on the Reds, right?
Yes.
My brain's fogged up, dude. I didn't want to make any assumptions or anything, because if you make an assumption – you make an ass out of you and me.
Language.
JJ Bleday is their fielder right now. So
that's right. Yeah.
You got Bleday, Marte, and TJ Friedel is their outfield. And then their backup is Will Benson.
No, what I was going to say is, like, what happened? It used to be like, I saw a Reds prospect, I would get all amped up. Now I'm just like, I don't know. Like, they're such a weird team. They went from like a sexy up and coming squad to like, is this just it? Is this what it's going to be, or is there another gear?
Yeah, Great American. It does feel like the park, like, it was really hot 2022, 23, and then it hasn't worked. But
yeah, so we'll see. So that's just kind of my random thought. Yeah, Hector Rodriguez doesn't have a sex factor. I mean, I guess that's because, like, that's like the Mike Smith name for Hispanic dudes. I don't know.
Was this you, Tim? There's two people that have taken him inside the 600.
I have not played in an NFPC yet.
Because they're all like, this is all last round stuff, 740. So
Hector, come on, Troy, Hector.
I like the name Hector. It is a nice.
Yeah, it's an awesome name, man. I love that scene. That's like one of the best scenes in movies, when Achilles fights Hector in Troy. That scene's awesome. All right. Anyway, number 13 is Owen Caissie. This is your guy, John. Talk about Owen Caissie, new Marlins acquisition.
Yeah, he's hot right now. Everybody thinks you get traded, people start. I feel like there's
all of John's picks are negative.
Yeah, of course. Well, because I've been on this campaign this week about everybody's too positive, and we have to say bad things about people because
there's none good, no, not one.
That might have to be the tagline. Although I've started to realize that clearly social media algorithms boost positivity, which is a weird thing to complain about, I guess. Like it's good. Everybody wants positivity. I'm not going to be the guy that says you shouldn't be positive, but clearly
positive about your negativity so that it doesn't F our out.
Yeah,
what kind of algorithms do you have? You mean for fantasy baseball? Because the other ones keep showing federal agents fighting people.
Was that no? I know you're saying, but I actually did a test. I've been doing these breakout player, and they're honest. I'm not like actually manipulating whatever. Players that I think are in good shape to break out. So I do them and they just blow up. Like they get a lot of interaction and stuff. So then I did one bust. I said 2026 bust player, Pablo Lopez. Nobody, like nothing at all. So I don't know what it is. But yeah, it seems like it's shifted because you're right. In politics and stuff, the negative, that stuff still feeds and the anger is the main emotion that drives that stuff. But it seems like for sports and non-serious things like the positive things,
because there's teams in that. There are sides. Nobody is on the side of prospect failure. Nobody wants a guy to like suck, like a professional athlete to just like be crap and suck. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Number 13. Yeah. You're unlucky. Number 13. Owen Caissie.
Yeah, we talked about it. I just think you're going to get a boost here because of the trade. That seems to always happen. A guy gets traded. And in this case, it should because the Marlins would need him to play more than the Cubs do. So the playing time projection should go up. But we talked about it I did the Cubs prospect preview with you, Tim. And they would hardly let him play. Or no, they did let him play against lefties in the minors. Is that what we said? But he was so bad. Yes, and then he got to the majors and he didn't see a single one, right? Mm-hmm. The Cubs immediately showed the hand of like, okay, this is a platoon guy. So maybe the Marlins give it a shot. It's possible, but I mean, how much fantasy good can a dude be when he's benched a third of the time, which is about what the split is? It's like 65-35, right-handed starters versus lefties. And then, a lefty comes in to face him in the sixth inning, they pinch hit. So I don't know, like that's a problem. And he strikes out a lot. So I get it. He'd probably be it. Good chance he's the opening day starting lineup guy for whatever position he's going to play. So big power too, like no doubt. I think this is fine to have him top 15. I think he should be speculatively picked, but I think the upside is very, very capped by this split thing, this platoon thing.
Yeah, 427 ADP is pretty high. All right, number 12 is Travis Bazzana. This is Doc's guy. Doc is going down under.
Yeah, I wanted to say if the Marlins make it work with Alderman and Stowers continues it and Caissie makes it, it's like, yeah, I guess they got a type. They can just make these, big power like that would be a crazy
mash dongs.
I mean, yeah. So, Bazzana, he's kind of a weird guy. I feel like there's a major. Hey, John, here in the biz, we call this prospect shine, and actually, there are the positivity goes away if you don't meet or if you don't make the expectations that the industry demands of you.
Yeah. The number one overall pick, right?
I mean, like Drew Thorpe went from like a top 20 prospect or something. He was a very vaunted prospect, and then he came up to the bigs, gave 6 quality starts or something like that in a row. Everyone's like, "Wow, he's a stud!" And then he just like blew up 3 times and got TJ, and everyone's like, "That career is over. See ya." And so like, he's going for like $1, like $1 in our auction right now. So the same with Brandon Sproat, another good example of these guys who just like didn't become Cy Young winners immediately. It's just crazy. So this is a hitter who hasn't even made the major leagues yet, but he will. Bazzana, number 1 overall pick, probably shouldn't have been in hindsight. 2020, hindsight's 2020. You got the Wetherholts. You got the Kurtz.
My hindsight's always on 2020. That year just changed everything. Everything changed in 2020. My hindsight is always looking at 2020.
Yeah. Well, That's good dry humor there. People tell me that they say, "Oh, that John guy, I like his dry sense of humor."
Yeah,
that's all they say. They don't.
A lot of people.
All they say.
Not much else.
I guess they're also dry on their own.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you for apologizing.
Yeah.
Travis Bazzana has a great name. He's Australian, which you have to dock him some points for. Great jaw. So you get the points come back. It's like you don't know what to think of all this, right? Curtis Mead was the last Australian experiment and is not working out so far. But yeah, Bazzana is like this all around guy. He's not doing anything. Look at this guy. Like Chisel looks like he looks like a dingo. Like a dingo.
Is that a compliment?
He looks like an outback like mammal. Looks like a mammal you'd find in the dunes of central north, whatever the desert part of Australia is.
He looks like he wants to be a holiday.
Sure. And so anyway, let's get for real though. It's like this guy's he's probably gonna steal a bunch of bases. He's probably gonna go 2020.
Swing. He doesn't swing. Why does nobody swing in the minor leagues? 36%.
I mean, if he's just like, that's probably a thing where like his eye's just too advanced, right? And he's walking so much, he's not really striking out that much. He's not hitting a ton of homers yet, but that was his first full season. So, he'll probably come up. Gabriel Arias, as Tim has written down there, is
so bad.
Standing in his way. So he'll probably casually end up going like, he might be like 18 or 20. He might be like a 2020 guy yearly, like, and not much more than that, with like good ratios, like really good OBP and like okay average. And he'll be like really good for a while probably. And he'll probably end up being underrated forever, especially if he hangs out in Cleveland. So as a second baseman though, like that's where the value really comes from. It's like it's not a good fantasy position.
So on the web app, paid subscribers get access to this. I got all the systems and there's a handy button, 600 plate appearance projection. So you can just see what all the systems think if this guy was going to play a whole year, which is like, that's pretty nice to have. So the batting average stuff, he had a higher strikeout rate in the minors. We're always going to be pretty pessimistic, and we'll look at these as we get higher up on the list, but it's not hard for these guys to beat this pretty bad or pretty bigly. Right. But I mean, the MLB Data Warehouse model, 13 homers, 18 steals over a full season. And that is what we think he'll do if it started today. Like, it doesn't build in future growth and stuff. So, some strikeout concern, I guess, but power and speed. And we think he'll probably be up in the summer. So seems fine.
For sure. Number 11 is Jet Williams with the New York Mets. Nobody picked him. You want to learn about him, read about him, sign up for MLB Data Warehouse. Number 10, Justin Crawford. Nobody also picked him. So we're going to move now to another Guardian-centric podcast here. Number 9, Chase DeLauter. John, you picked DeLauter. Did you pick him is this a troll of me?
No, it's Doc, because he I wanted to throw it to Doc because he had all that great information when we all did the Guardians prospect preview together. And Doc had all this stuff of going back to high school. The dude went back to when DeLauter was in diapers and said, man, this guy couldn't stay in a diaper for more than 1 hour. Like, he can't stay on the field.
What kind of baby powder did they use?
So Doc has the information about, I mean, I think he just has brittle bones. I looked into a little bit. I wrote the Guardians preview and I looked into a little bit more, and Doc can just tell you that, like, he can hit, no doubt, and he'll be up. He'll probably be on the opening day roster. And we don't know for sure if this injury stuff is for real. Like, anybody that says he'll definitely get hurt, they're kind of lying. But go ahead, Doc. I mean, the injury history is insane.
Yeah, I saw if anyone's watching, you see me do hand gestures. How can you? So yeah, you can't 100% know.
Yeah,
but you can have a pretty good idea. 42 games, 39 games.
His sixth grade like attendance rate at school was like 48%. It was so bad.
It was not good. Yeah, no, they literally just let him get by because he was crushing it on the dodgeball team. Yeah, this guy's he's probably a real. These kids are all chasing dreams. So I do like not enjoy saying it's not going to work out, but he has to go basically like be like DH only. Don't steal bases, please. Like, those actually have kind of evaporated probably to stay healthy, which is too bad because I think he was fast at one point. So yeah, but he's big. So if you can just
he can hit.
only, drink some of that. What's that like raw baby milk? Like what's that raw baby blood? Adrenochrome.
Oh yeah, he's got to start hanging out with Killary.
Pop up, go meet up with the Chuck Schumers of the world and just drink it up, baby. Just drink it up, because that if he ever figures it out, which God is real, miracles are possible. If he figures it out,
look at that, it's so beautiful.
This is like a 25 plus home run profile. If he ever gets healthy,
he's a doubles machine. This guy literally. When we talked about him in the Guardians podcast, we were like, "Oh, he hasn't even played it was like 81 games in 3 years or something like that." But in that time, he did have like 40 doubles. He averages like a double every other game almost. So a doubles machine here for Chase DeLauter.
His durability is so bad that we couldn't even come up with a number.
Yeah, and here John is torturing Doc because Doc is the next guy. So John basically picked Chase DeLauter to make Doc talk, and then now Doc has to talk again because the number 8 guy is Bryce Eldridge.
Yeah, I promise I'm actually sick. How's my voice sound? Is it?
You're good. You're good. A little gravelly. It sounds like you smoked a pack before we came on here. Good. But
maybe I should just maybe I should just come down with a terrible disease or something. I'm just kidding. I don't want that. Bryce Eldridge is a humongous human being. He's 6'7", 240 pounds. Like on draft day, I think he was 18 and just looked like a 27-year-old. Like he just looked like a lumberjack. Some people were thinking, oh, he's going to the Giants though, right? Like, what's he going to do there? It's too big of a park. I'm like, yeah, Barry Bonds kind of made it work, right? And it's funny. That's actually we're not that far away. Of course, steroids helps a lot, but in terms of raw power, I think it's probably fair to say Bryce Eldridge's raw power was higher than Barry Bonds's when he was.
He looks like giant Matt Carpenter.
Yeah, he's not filled out yet, which is the crazy part, right? He's 21 years old. He's he was 20 all of last season. So yeah, he's probably gonna keep getting bigger. He's 6'7", 240 with that build. So he's probably gonna be 260 or something, and just a healthy 260. Just we got to watch out for the strikeouts, obviously, and that's where I think you're seeing some ability to pick him up right now. Maybe I'm not sure what's his ADP. I don't know. But he's gonna if he's coming out guns blazing in spring training, he'll catch fire again real quick.
He debuted already, so
yeah, he already debuted.
Oh yeah, they're ready to give him a shot. He got a little banged up, so they're ready to give him a shot. It may not happen overnight, but this is 40 home. You don't want to say this too often, but this is 40 home run power. If it all comes together here, and he can take walk somewhat, and it's just if there's anyone who could be an Aaron Judge type, it's someone like Bryce Eldridge. He's a smart kid too.
His name's been in trade rumors. I was curious what that was about. I mean, the Giants just kind of figure some other team, he's better off in another park. Maybe another team will give us value that we like because it's not really going to work that well in our park anyway. Or maybe those rumors were totally false. But
oh, I mean, they just did take Devers, so they basically blocked first base. So at that point, it's okay, can he swing it in the corner outfield, or is he going to just be a DH? Do you really want your top prospect to be a 20-year-old DH?
Right, that makes sense. Okay.
So maybe you're our best value move might be to flip him for something.
Yeah.
So
I'd agree. Yeah.
It'd have to be something high end. You're not going to trade your number one prospect and a 20-year-old guy who can mash 30 taters for nothing. So it'd be for something good. But
around pick 380, 390 right now. It's gone up as we've gotten actually closer, but probably worth a shot. Certainly will hit some homers.
Yep. Number 7 is Professor McGonagall. Sign up if you want to read about why he's.
Let me say this. He is going to transition to the majors extremely well, right?
Yes.
Play discipline is great. Just a little bit of question about how many home runs he can hit.
My question, and the reason that he is not higher in the rankings is, and because I think a 299 ADP is insane. I think that's a waste of a draft pick. So last year I was on the train telling everybody, do not pick Bubba Chandler. Nobody listened to me. Everyone was still picking Bubba Chandler really, really high. And how did that work out for you people? Kevin McGonagall is probably not going to play until the very end of the season, if even, because they have right now Glaber at second. You've got Zach McKinstry. You've got Baez can still play a little short or whatever. You got Colt Keith. You got all these middle infielders already in that mix. And then you've got Max Anderson, who just lit up the Arizona Fall League. And
don't they have the Asian guy too?
Yeah, Andy. Yeah, the Asian guy. Yeah, Hoon Loon Ju. No, I can't remember his name.
He's good.
You something.
Yeah, no, I don't know. But listen. I'm trying to shout him out, people. Okay, I could have just said nothing, and then nobody talks about it. It's actually
okay. So Max Anderson, though, I think is going to be up first. So that kind of spoils the McGonigal breaking camp thing, in my opinion. And I think, like, best case scenario, he's up in the middle of the year, like a James Wood type debut of like James Wood's rookie season. That's like the best case scenario. But I think he's like a post trade deadline guy. So like, I love him. I think he's gonna be awesome. But I just don't think we see him for that long this year. So he's my brother Chandler.
You have him pretty high there for someone who doesn't believe in him.
Yeah, because he's awesome. That's why he's amazing. I just don't think he's gonna get a ton of playing time.
But he could.
But
something happens, something breaks. Right. He transitions really quick, and he's useful right away. Like as soon as he gets up, he'll be good. That's kind of the difference.
Yeah, for sure. He's gonna be a beast because 70 great hit and 70 great plate approach is gonna transition really nice in the majors. Number 6 is Carson Benge. This is the guy I actually picked, not Professor McGonigal. But Carson Benge, basically, David Stearns has already more or less come out and said that he's gonna be like a starting outfielder for them. So he's gonna break camp at this point in time. He has a very strong plate approach, very great contact tools, 81% contact. You can see a 13% walk, 17.8 K rate, 150 extra base hit plus, really nice OPS, homers, steals, 85% stolen base success rate on the bags. I basically said that he's like Evan Carter, but I feel like he doesn't have the split issues that Evan Carter does. So I mean, like, he's not great against lefties, but it's not a terrible, like 80% contact rate. It's good enough. Like, yeah, maybe he's not going to hit for as much power against lefties, but at least he makes contact.
I think that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do to stay in the lineup, right? Just don't hit 200. You know.
I think he knows that because it's interesting. Right. Look at his lefties. He had 22% walk rate against lefties and only 13% K rate. So it's almost like he sees them really well, but he knows like he's not going to hit the ball as hard, so he almost just sits on. It's like almost like he's sitting on it. It's kind of weird.
I see that with a ton of major leaguers. Like the lefties, they go for power against righties, and against lefties, they're just like, okay, let me try to get a single. You know, I think that's a good approach.
I mean, I think he's a future number 2 hitter in that lineup. Like, he's got a really good plate approach, and it's gonna be a good lineup. So he's probably gonna hit like 7th or something to start, or 6th. But he's really good, and he's gonna break camp. It sounds like so. Big time Carson Benge guy.
Big for the when was the Nimmo trade? Probably right around here, right? So
yeah,
still pretty cheap. I mean, you don't know for sure. Although you said that they said something to make you think he'll be on the team early, but you never know. The Mets spend money in free agency, and it's still early January, so something could happen. But I think this is a big value. Right? Yeah.
All right, top 5. So number 5 here is good old Carter Jensen, who I was like, Doc is 100% going to pick Carter Jensen, and I wrote him in for Doc. I didn't even give him the choice. So, Doc, this is your boy. Let it rip.
Yeah, Carter Jensen. He, I got him in our 30-team salary cap league. What was the trade? This was with Twins. Cy, that guy, the league villain. That's the best part about it. It was my 7th rounder and one of those A's that hasn't worked out. Darnell Hayes. Hernandez, yeah, him. And then so on my 7th rounder and Hernandez for Jensen and a 3rd rounder. In the 30-teamer, that means something. So I mean, regardless, who cares what the other pick was? Actually, that was the year of like the deep. I gotta look back and see what that was, because that was the year of like the Langford Skeens draft. So it's probably a good pick. Anyway, Carter Jensen, I liked his power. I liked his plate discipline. Like, I genuinely, like, it wasn't an accident that I picked him up. But he's kind of just come together and really maintained his defense enough to like look like the Royals catcher of the future, which was actually in doubt as recently as last season with Blake Mitchell coming up, who I would say is actually underrated right now. Probably a good buying target, high risk, but good buying target. But like a year ago, like recently, it was like I still think it was like foregone that Blake Mitchell's the guy. Jensen's not. The shine's not there. He's more of an underdog story, and it's a really good story with him. You know, he's not really striking out that much. Like he's got this crazy power. His savant page, like I guess we'll start and focus on that. I guess it's just like his it's Kramer when he walks into the red room. You know, it's just boom. Let's see it here. Oh yeah, that's just a sexy time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy, right? Obviously, small sample size. But it's still something, right? You came up to the big leagues and he just started cranking bombs and doing what he had to do and didn't seem, you know, look at that pop time down there. That's pretty interesting too, right? Small sample size, but good to see. Like it's better than you didn't see it, right? Better than like it didn't happen or it was bad.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he's someone who it's someone this lineup's going to need because like the offense is like you think the offense should be better. It's just really they need depth and he'll be a good part of that. It's going to actually be interesting to see how it works with Salvador Perez, who I actually just anticipate that it's going to start going like this, right? Where Sal's going to just be DH and more, and you'll see Jensen slowly becoming the full-time starter. And he's also, I know that John loves these measurable quantitative facts, but he's from the Kansas City area too, so that adds some bonus points for heart and grit.
His parents were at the game.
Look at that 134
he was a Royals fan growing up. Yeah.
He picked himself, I think, there. That's like an 8th round pick or something like that. But
dude, this ADP seems a little crazy. I wouldn't take him at 200.
Yo, hold up. So what year is this guy born in? So he's born in 2003. So he's like 10 years old. He's playing. I'm old. Yeah, he's playing MLB 2013 or the show 2013. Create a player, Carter Jensen, catcher for the Royals. I want to see those save files, baby. Anyway,
there's no doubt.
Yeah.
I was always I was the shortstop. Actually, I played for the Royals too because I liked blue. On MVP 05, I would create my high school buddies and I on MVP 05. I'd pick the Royals because not even the Pirates because the colors.
Because you're an anti fan.
We want to feel real old. Like when he was 17, he was playing MLB 2020 at the show.
Yeah.
When he was 17.
So Carter Jensen, I comped him to I was like Bo Naylor mechanics, Will Smith batted ball profile. So like Will Smith is very, very consistent. Like one of the most consistent catchers in, I don't know, all time, like recent memory. Like he's like all-star level every year. So if you get that out of Carter Jensen, it's pretty sexy. I had like a combo. I was like, guys, who should I pick, JJ or Beavers? Because you guys both know I love both these guys. I got Beavers at 4, so I'll probably talk more about JJ. I'll just give a little briefer here on Beavers. Otherwise, you can go read more about him. But Beavers at like 200 or something like that. Last year, it doesn't really matter in the majors. Contact rates were insane in the minors the whole year. Power, speed, like look at these fScores, beautiful. 109 power, 106 hit, 114 discipline, 108 speed. It's like phenomenal across the board. I comped him to Kyle Tucker mechanics. I put Kyle Tucker mechanics with a Jaron Durant skill set is my comp for him, and I've had that comp on him for years. Like if you watch him and Kyle Tucker next to each other, same freaking batting stance, man. He's just got the batting gloves on. Like, are you going to get 30-30 like Kyle Tucker? Probably not, but you might get like a dumbed down version of that. If he's Kyle Tucker light, like you'll buy that, like a 2020 version of Kyle Tucker all day, I think. And I think that's what he could be. But that's Beavers. Number 3, I've got JJ Wetherholt.
Hold on.
Yes.
You better be right about Beavers because a lot of these picks are me right here in the Gladiator. Okay.
Yeah, Beavers is the man, dude. I can't believe I didn't get him in the MLB Data Warehouse 30-team league. Someone paid $15,
right? Because of you. You did,
yeah, because of me. Someone was just screwing me. Right there. But anyway, number 3 here is JJ Wetherholt. I put second/short/third. He will not be playing shortstop. I guarantee that. Now, whether he plays second or third kind of depends on what happens with the Cardinals trades. Like if they trade Donovan and they can't find a taker for Nolan Arenado, then that answers the question. If they trade Arenado and then they don't trade Donovan or something, then obviously he's going to play third. Between him and Nolan Gorman, I think Wetherholt's probably a better defender. So I'd almost bet that Wetherholt would move to third and Gorman would be second if like they trade Donovan and they trade Arenado. So he played both at AAA and AA, second base and third base. He played more second base. So I mean, like I think he's a good enough defender to play third, from what I've seen him. And I saw him a lot this spring, and I saw him a lot not in 2025 but in 2024 when he was with the A-ball team. So JJ Wetherholt, he's going to be just like you said with McGonigal, John. He's going to be one of these guys who jumps in and has no problems at all. Do that 600 PA one. Because this guy has a ridiculously good hit tool and a ridiculously good plate approach. He hits the ball really hard. Look at that MLB Data Warehouse projection there. 22 bombs, 17 steals.
I'm insane.
I love that, man.
I don't know what this stuff happened. Something's going on, but yeah, we're not shy here. But Steamer 340 OBP, Oopsie 335, like those are high for a rookie. So yeah,
it's going to be higher than that, I think. Yeah. Like his eye is that good. Like this is a future number 1 or number 2 hitter here. Like he's got a ridiculously good eye, like insane plate approach. He might get dinged by bad umps because you know how umps always like to like think they're better than the rookie and they'll like just like own the rookie and the rookie might be right. But the good thing is that we're going to get the what's it called? The touch your head thing. So
right,
he'll be able to make his own calls this year. So, but yeah, I'm really high on Wetherholt as like, I don't think he's going to be like a superstar, but I think he's going to be like a really, really good player for a long time because he's probably going to be like a 15, 20 guy. Like I comped him to kind of like Marcus Semien. Like I think he'd be like put up Semien where he's just like a ton of runs. Like if the Cardinals get good hitters behind him, like he could just be a dude who gets like a really high OBP, like higher than Semien, gets on base all the time, good batting average, like 280 batting. Like you could see like 280, 380 with like tons of runs in like 15 or 20 seasons from him, I think. But he's not gonna hit 30 bombs. He's not gonna steal 30 bags. So
it's crazy to see McGonigal ahead of him as like the number 2 prospect because Wetherholt's better. He's bigger and he's better. He's faster. Like the big thing with McGonigal, people don't really understand is that he's not going to steal that many bases. So he has to crush like 25 or 30 home runs to meet 30. He has to hit like 30 home runs to meet the hype he's at. But Wetherholt's going to be like a solid guy, like kind of like what I profiled Bazzana to be, except way better batting average. So in other words, like one of the best all around fantasy players in the league.
Yep. Number 2 is Samuel Basallo. So this is John's pick with the Orioles here. Go ahead, John. 183 ADP.
Yeah, it's really just a question of how much will he play, and I mean the strikeout stuff. I'll be quick. He kept the strikeouts under control, and with a big power guy like this, right? This is one of the elite power bats that you'll find. Period. If you can even get a 25-26% K rate, like that is perfectly fine. The only question I think that's holding him down a little bit, I'm going to pull up the projection here in a second, is where's he going to play? And people in Baltimore seem to think like they'll find a way. Like they're not going to send him back to AAA. What's the use of putting him on the bench? Like Tyler O'Neill, okay, guy can play, but are we really going to have Basallo on the bench when he's clearly the future guy? So,
most expensive lifting coach in all of baseball, Tyler.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's always a risk. He hasn't seen a ton of major league pitching and stuff. Let's look at what the projections say. I mean, we're at max of 450 plate appearances. That seems about right. Right, he's going to catch some. He's going to DH some. He's not going to play 160 games or anything like that.
25 bombs and 400 PAs. That's solid.
That's me. My model goes out of control, but
Oopsie's got 20 still though. Didn't you say Oopsie had the best hitting? Was Oopsie the best for hitting?
Yeah, we did that today. Yeah,
so Oopsie's the best for hitting. That's pretty solid.
ATC was the best like per game, but we'll see. That comes out in a couple weeks. But me and the Bat X and Oopsie used the StatCast data. I don't know what the Bat X might need like a separate conversation, but something seemed wacky there. He might have done something wrong. I don't know, but massive upside. I mean, this is a catcher that can hit 40 home runs this year. Like that's not likely to happen, but it could happen. So I want to have some shares of Basallo, like no doubt. I don't want to go all in because whatever, maybe he struggles. It's not like they need him in the lineup because they have Rutschman and all these other guys, but it's the time is now. I think it'll be fun to see.
Yeah, exactly. Number 1 is Sal Stewart. If you want to learn about why I have him at number 1, you have to pay for MLB Data Warehouse. Otherwise, no.
Well, that's too harsh. We tell a little bit. The number one guy.
Okay, so Sal Stewart's he already debuted. He's Doc disappeared. Sal Stewart already debuted. He's gonna break camp with the Reds. He is a really, really good freaking hitter, just like McGonigal and just like JJ Wetherholt. He's got more power, less speed. And even though Russell Resource doesn't have him in the starting lineup, that's insane. He was actually my most expensive player, I think, in the 30-team league.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was my most expensive player. And that's like the one guy I splurge on. Like everyone else, I feel like I got really good values on my entire team. And like I just went Hoss on Sal Stewart. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away. I want to make people sign up for the thing, John. But like, yeah, I'm a big Sal Stewart guy. Comped him to Manny Machado light, and really good player in a really good ballpark. Should be in the middle of that lineup and shouldn't really have any transition issues because he's on top of his hit tool and on top of his plate skills.
Yeah, I'm a fan. He's expensive, but that's your number one. I don't disagree. Should see Sal Stewart, Reds opening day first baseman, I guess.
Yeah, I mean he played third mostly in the minors. And like he wasn't bad. Like I saw him a lot when he was in Daytona, and he's not bad defensively. But obviously, like it depends on what they want to do. Like, are they really? Yeah, they've got Hayes, who's great defensively, but he can't hit worth anything. So it's like he might play enough third to retain eligibility there, ideally, right?
Yeah.
So
maybe they just give up Hayes, or whatever. But
yeah,
that's it. Did I freeze on your end? Because I was like, I was.
You disappeared. You literally disappeared.
At one point I had to just end the task and come back. I could hear you, but the tab was messed up. Anyway,
ending task, nice computer knowledge there, but
yeah, it's pretty. That's some good dry humor, man. You're so funny.
I don't know. Not a lot of people don't know how to end a task. I don't know.
Really?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. That's the most advanced. That's where I get. That's the end of the Truman Show. That's the wall. End task. So I'm getting more sick as the podcast goes on. Samuel Basallo, I want to say real quick, is that the strikeouts aren't even that huge of an issue if you look at his profile. Like he was just 20 years old in the MLB was the issue actually. Well, I think he had just turned 21. But and then I think you got to calm down a little bit, Tim, with Sal Stewart. It's a fun story, but like it's kind of crazy. I feel like he went from like one of the most underrated prospects to, if you're putting him number one, I would have to say he's one of the more overrated prospects. Like he's entering that territory
for redraft.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, being in that ballpark really helps, and I love that he's like super Italian, and like it just like seems like that for some reason that'd be like a fit. I don't know. I guess it's Joey Votto did that or something to Cincinnati, but. In my mind, but are there Italians there? I don't think anyone knows what's going on in Cincinnati. They got Cincinnati chili. You ever heard of that?
Oh God, Skyline! Don't eat it.
That's chili with noodles.
Yeah, never eat that. It's terrible.
I had
one in Fort Lauderdale,
and it was made Cincinnati chili last night. My mom made it. My mom. Oh no! He called his wife his mom. He has to kill himself now. That's the first time it's ever happened in my life. That's how you know how.
And you did it in public.
Rough, yeah.
You did it in public on a permanent podcast. That's so funny. My daughter was just watching this episode of Recess. You know that show Recess?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so this is so funny. This is great. It's because of the show, I bet. It was this morning. I watched this, and like one of the kids at school calls the principal mom, and that's her. It's over.
I remember that.
Yeah, episode. And so I just did it. My ears are listen. This is my last defense, Your Honor. My ears are popped. My nose is sniffling.
And your wife's your mom.
My knees weak. Mom. My
your mom is your wife.
Sweaty. My mom's my wife. And
Oedipus.
I'm puking on my sweater already. Mom spaghetti. So anyway, dude, this is a great end of the podcast. Though it's made up for me leaving out earlier. Anyone else got anything for me that want me to say?
Yeah, find Doc at Doc Eisenhauer, the sick doctor. What a joke that is. And we got John at John PGH. You got me at Fantasy Ace Ball. Happy birthday to my wife. So happy birthday to my wife.
Happy birthday, Tim's wife.
And here you are doing a podcast.
Yeah,
you actually called her your wife too. You didn't call her your mom.
Yeah, not my mom. It's my wife's birthday, the one that I share a bed with. So
Oh. We all have our own things, right?
All right. So make sure you subscribe to MLB Data Warehouse, where you can find all of the best tools in the world for fantasy baseball. Make sure you buy my prospect package, $29.99. You'll get all the fScores on cheat sheets that you can slide around on your own. So when Doc is like, Tim South Stewart ranking is freaking ridiculous, get this out of here. He can move him on the slider. You can just move him down. Easy peasy. But then you still get the fScores, and it's all heat mapped. So pretty cool stuff. So make sure you buy that, because it's going to really help you and save your drafts. If you don't know what you're doing right now, if you think your mom is your wife, then buy my cheat sheet, and it'll save your ass. So that's the podcast. We will see you next time.
See ya.